Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Another great day for barbecue, especially now that we are stuck indoors with this virus situation. I've been barbecuing quite a lot lately. If you got a portable or stationary barbecue, this next recipe is going to be the best thing ever. So it's going to be a chicken thigh with a garlic homemade sauce. If you fancy something like that, stay tuned. So before we move on, if you have any allergies to any of these products, you might have to seek an alternative or avoid it altogether. Another thing is, if you're going to hurt yourself using a knife or anything like that whilst performing this, won't be held responsible. Okay, let's move on. What you're going to have to do is get yourself brown sauce, some mayonnaise, sea salt, garlic cloves. I've got some mustard right here, smoked paprika, lemon or lemon juice. Work wonders. Then I've got a kilo box of chicken thighs with skin on and the bone is still there. What you're going to have to do is grab yourself a piece, pull the skin off. It's not very good for you. Can't actually remember the last time I've had any. And next, what you're going to have to do is scrape the bone right here. Just pull the meat off. If you've got a sharp knife, it's great. It's very quick. And just like so, cut that off. It sort of shapes into a form of a mushroom, I suppose. Just keep doing that, just like that. Cut this bit off right here. Throw that away. Next, you pull this apart and you have this bit right here. I don't think it's edible. I don't eat it anyway. You cut this bit off, just like so. Throw that away, and there you have it. Perfect breast. Well, a thigh, rather, a fillet, chicken fillet. It's a lot tastier than a breast. If you marinate it, even just for cooking, general cooking, soups or curries, it's great. And there you go. Just do that with the whole box. And we're on to step 2. So once you have finished with your fillet, we're moving on to the marinade. You can put all that aside, just keep the spoon for the measurement. And what you're going to have to do, to be honest, you might have to experiment on this, but it works for me. So what I do is I put sort of half spoon of tablespoon of salt, just like that. Same goes for pepper. Half a tablespoon. Don't overpower it, otherwise you won't be able to undo it once it's cooked or marinated. With the smoked paprika, you can go a little bit more, just a little bit more than half a spoon, just like that. And then the barbecue sauce, brown sauce, just a big spoon with a dollop, just like that. And then the mayo, same thing. Spoon with a dollop, so it's nice and juicy in there, just like so. Alright, for the lemon or lemon juice, it's pretty much the same. Just give it a good squeeze. I prefer real lemons. It's going to be nice and zesty, just like that. And then with the mustard, just over half a spoon, just like that. Once you've done all this, I've got some garlic cloves right here. Once again, don't overpower it with garlic, otherwise it might taste too strong to some. So what I tend to do for that box that I've done just now is about 2 medium-sized cloves. Just grate it in there, just like so. There we go, nice and easy. Get all that in there. And then once that's done, clean the spoon off that, and you sort of just dig in. Give it a nice little stir so it's all covered. Just like that, all that goodness. And there you go. Basically, if you leave it for about an hour, you'll be ready to go. But the best thing to do is leave it overnight for the best result. But if you do it in the morning, in the afternoon, or towards the evening, you'll be good as gold. And now, as promised, homemade garlic sauce. What you're gonna have to do is get some cream fresh. I use a 50% less fat one. You can use full fat, also tastes great. Still got mayonnaise, some garlic cloves and some dill. What you're gonna do is get yourself a little dish, pop about 3 tablespoons in there, quite big ones, you know, and then with mayo you're sort of looking at pretty much the same thing, just 3 of those. There you go. And now grate some garlic in there. Right, this you can overpower because it is garlic sauce. Who doesn't like garlic is not gonna touch it, but who does, they're gonna love it. You just grate that in there. Again, it's entirely up to you. If you just like a little hint of garlic, do about 4 or 5. If you like it quite strong, then obviously do more. It's entirely up to you. I don't overpower it too much because some of my family members they don't like it too spicy rather. There you go, just like that. Throw that in there. And now for the dill, what you're gonna have to do, you sort of just strip it off the stem because you don't want that. It's not very tasty. It's like a little branch, I suppose. And there you go, just like so. Strip all the goodness in there. Just nice and rough. You're gonna chop it up shortly. Again, dill can be quite overpowering, so don't overdo it. I like it, so I actually like a lot of dill in there. But you might be different, so there you go. Alright, don't want that, don't want that. And now you sort of just chop it up nice and fine. And there we go. And all that is gonna go in there, and you just stir it up until it's nice and even. And then once you've done all that, leave it for about 10 minutes. So all the flavors are mixed up. There we go. If you want, you can give it a little taste, see what's missing, but normally it's pretty good. I'd say a little bit more mayo. Right, one more thing I forgot to mention is, if you're doing a sauce, make sure you wash your knife and the chopping board. I use a separate chopping board for the meat, and I wash the knife and I wash the little grater. You don't want to get food poisoning from raw chicken. I don't think it's very good. And I think that's that. There you go. There we go. That's it. Now on to the cooking. And there we go. On to the last step. Once you've finished marinating your meat, make sure your charcoals are nice and hot. You can use briquettes or lamp wood, entirely up to you. Just make sure they are piping hot. And the way you're going to put it on is entirely up to you. I use skewers. I use 2 skewers, and I don't slice the pieces. You can do it in a more traditional way, and you know, do it one by one. Cut them into smaller pieces, but I prefer it this way. And once it's all done, you just run a knife through the middle and it's all done.